Alright guys, so onto the wiring harness. As you can see, it's a bit all over the place really. 40 years of just people adding things and things getting spliced in, I imagine. A lot of connectors here that don't do anything. Like this stuff down here, this was never originally plugged in. Neither was that. This is for the headlights, but look, you can see this like yellow wire that goes to the headlight. It's got a bit of tape that goes to a green wire. You know, I mean, look at this. This wire here is just twisted together. You know, just a mess. So, I'm no wiring expert by any means. Just want to clean it up. We're going to be doing a full wiring harness on this, just changing it all out when we do the diesel swap. So for now, I just want to really have something that's going to stop fuses from blowing. So I want to go through this, replace parts of the wiring harness. There's some areas here that, you know, it looks like it's burnt or just chafed. So the connectors on the end are all, it's just a mess. So I want to clean it all up. And to do that, I've got a few bits and pieces here I'm going to work with. So I bought this Performance Easy Loom from DI, Design Engineering, or DE, whatever it is. Got myself some cloth tape here. These are more of a waterproof connector, if you will. So it comes in actually two pieces. I can do this with one hand. So they pop apart. One goes on one end of the wiring, one goes on the other. You take the wire, you put these little metal connectors on, which you use that tool right there to crimp them on with. You then put one of these little rubber grommets, I guess, or little rubber deals. You push it through here, and it comes out the other side, and then the two pieces go together in this nice waterproof housing. And they come in all different sizes, you know, from this one's got 3, here's 6, depending on how many wires you've got in your bundle. Now I used these on the rear tail lights of the truck when I very first got the Landcruiser, because they kept blowing fuses and I couldn't figure out why. So I went ahead and just replaced all these, and I haven't had a problem since. So I'm gonna use these, like I said, these are kind of like Deutsch plug connectors, but without the hefty price tag of Deutsch plug connectors. So I'm going to give those a go. I got myself a wiring diagram. Now the only one I could find online was a 1980. This is of course a 1982, and it's a non-US spec truck. So I've got some heat shrink, just some little crocodile clips there to hold the wiring together while I'm soldering it. Soldering iron, wire strippers. Now this is a really neat little tool. This is called a power probe. What you do is you take these two clips, you hook them up to the battery, you take your probe, and it sends a 12-volt power supply from the tip straight to whatever you've got it hooked up to. So got a nice long cord in it too, so if you were, say, you needed to hook it up to the battery here and you wanted to run all the way to the back, it's no problem at all. I'll show you how I'm going to use that. Really handy little tool. And then of course I'll use my multimeter to figure out which one of these wires here has 12-volt power going to it when we turn certain things on. So hopefully between all that, we should hopefully be able to get this knocked out. Okay, as you see, I got the fender on and the apron on here just so I could kind of get an idea where everything might sit. And I've laid everything out pretty much where I think it's going to end up, or at least in the general area. I've decided to start my way from the front and work my way back. So I'm going to start with the connectors on the turn signals and the running lights, and then start making my way back and tidying as I go. But I want to tell you real quick about this power probe and how it's going to help me. So you can see this is the turn signal from the other fender. As you can see, 3 wires, all the same color, no idea which does what. So take your power probe, grab the little alligator clips or connector clips. Positive, negative. Okay, so power probe. Take your little clip here. We're going to determine which one of these wires sends power to the running lights, which one sends power to the turn signals, and so forth. So we'll take our probe and we'll turn it to, you got for ground and then for power. And then you start touching the wires, and you can see that's the running lights. So we'll label that one the running lights. That doesn't really do anything. So let's move our ground over to here. Still running lights. And you can see right there, there's our turn signals. So now all we're going to do is find out which one of those wires has got power when I turn the ignition on and I turn on the turn signal. and which one's getting 12 volts, and then I know which wire to connect it to. So, you know, other than search and making sure light bulbs work and so forth, you can also activate, you know, other things like fuel pumps or window motors or starter solenoids, cooling fans, you know, blowers, that kind of stuff. Anything that you need to send a 12 volt power supply to, and you need to determine whether or not it's working before you put it on the vehicle. So I'm inside the truck. I'll go take the ignition here and just turn it on to accessory, and then, oh, I can reach it, put the right turn signal on. So turn signal here. Right turn signal's working. I've got my multimeter set up. I just use the ground and just the batteries right there, so I just ground to the negative terminal, but you can really do anything on the chassis really. I set this to 20 volts. So this is the wiring for the turn signals. See if we get anything. Yeah, we get some voltage there. Nothing there. Nothing there. So this wire, there's your spike, 12 volt, or trying to get 12 volts. Anyway, battery's kind of weak, but you get the idea. We'll do the same with the hazards, and then we'll do the same with the running lights. Another way you can do this, and I should probably point this out in case you don't have access to a power probe or, you know, multimeter, and you're just trying to troubleshoot, see if something actually works. Go get these crocodile clips. They're cheap. You get them from online, or you can get them from Harbor Freight or some kind of. But basically, hook it up here. I've turned on the power to the headlights and determined this is the one that's got power. But even if I didn't, put it on this wire. I got nothing, and then come on over to this wire here. Well, there you go. See? And there you have it. Just a makeshift way to quickly figure out which wire goes where. All right, moving on to the driver's side light, fender light. So I've gone ahead and I've unwrapped all these wires. You can see how crudely these are just twisted together. So I'm gonna go ahead, cut this off, put some different color coded wire on here, solder it up, run it through the passenger side fender, and then go and connect up one of our new connectors here. So. Side's done. It came out all right actually. Never used this stuff before. It's a little fiddly, but it should do a treat, stopping any abrasion. I went ahead and put heat shrink on the inside, and so nothing's touching, nothing's bare. Everything should be pretty well protected. And yeah, so that will go, I guess, hook around there. Okay, moving right along. This bundle here, mix of different wires. So this one and this one go to the marker light and turn signal. This one goes to the headlight. This one goes to the washer fluid bottle. And this one here, I don't know what this does. This wasn't connected to anything. And for some reason, and I'll show you this on the multimeter, the ignition is off right now, but the battery is connected. It's that terminal there. It's constantly hot. I don't know why. Like I say, the ignition is off. If any of you gurus know why I have a constant 12 volt, even with the ignition off, I'd love to hear it. You gurus, please comment in the comment section below, or shoot me a message. I'm keen to know why, because none of these diagrams show why that should be hot. So anyway. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make one of these connector blocks. I thought I'd put this clip together, show you how you do it. So you're gonna need your set of wire crimpers, wire strippers, excuse me, a little crimping tool to crimp these little connectors together, some waterproof pieces that'll stop any water getting in behind the connector and causing any kind of corrosion or a short down the road. obviously the two connector pieces. It's a matching wire of your choice, or we're going to strip our wire, put it in one of these connectors, and you can see here it's got this very specific little end to it. Right there, you'll see. So we'll take one of those and we'll put it around the wire, crimp it together, and then the males, which are these, they go into this block right here, and then the female will go into this block right here. So I'll show you how to do that real quick. It's pretty simple to do, and effective connection when you're done. There is only one way this will go in. If you look, I don't know if you can see, you probably can't see in there. It has like a little tab. Anyway, it has a little tab that locks into place on here. So you can only put it in one way. So you're gonna go ahead and just push it in, and you'll hear it, you should hear it click. There it clicked. Give it a tug. It's not coming out. There we have it. I'll do the same on the other side, and then when you're done, you've got this little plastic cover. Again, it only goes on one way, and that'll clip in over here like so. And there you have it. And then when they're done, fit together like that. Alright, starting to make some headway with the wiring loom. So far I've got both headlights connectors done, the marker lights connectors done. This is for the windshield washer bottle, other headlight, other marker light. All right, next day here. I had a little think about this last night, and after talking to a friend of mine, I think this is missing a fusible link. This is determined this is the main power wire that's coming from the positive terminal of the battery, and it connects into this one that I made yesterday, and this would be the main power wire right here. This wire, I'd wondered before what was the purpose of this and what was the purpose of this. I don't think this is obviously not supposed to be. This is not original. This is original. This is supposed to have two 5-amp glass fuses in here. Right here, if you look at this wiring diagram, you can see there's the ammeter, and there's your two 5-amp fuses. So those are supposed to be encased in a black box, which is exactly what that is. So that's why that's there. This, it seems, I don't know why they've decided whoever had this before was supposed to run that line, was supposed to come through here with another 5-amp fuse, and they've just tapped it off and put it here. It works, it's just not supposed to be there. As far as a fusible link goes, I don't know in this truck if the fusible link is somewhere else, or if it's just missing. If you look here, there's the fusible link in line between these wires, which go all the way over to those two 5-amp fuses that we talked about a minute ago. So yeah, so I don't know if this is missing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a fusible link and I'm gonna put them between these two connections. So that's my plan going forward. I'm gonna run to the store real quick, see if I can find something that'll work. If not, I may have to order something online. Okay, back from the store, and I managed to find this fusible link. It was about $4 or $5. Go ahead and connect it up to the battery and into the other end of this, and that should suffice. So the big test is, does everything work? So let's get everything plugged in and turn everything on and see if all this hard work has paid off. Alright guys, that's going to be it. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check us out on Instagram @MusicCityCruisers, and we'll catch you next time.